If you've ever come across Proverbs 31 and you've thought to yourself, wow, this woman is incredible. She has a business, she has a husband that loves and adores her, she has children that respect her, she's respected in society, she's a go getter, she's all of these things. But I don't think I can be this woman. I don't even think that any one woman can embody the qualities of this woman. So, in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you some habits that can help you be a virtuous woman. Let's jump into Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Christine. On this channel, we share all things faith and living a purposeful life. First things first, I wanted to say that these qualities are not meant for women only, because I know every time we talk about Proverbs 31, we always add woman, Proverbs 31 woman. So it feels like men are excluded from this. But I feel like these are qualities that we all, men and women, should emulate and try to cultivate in our own lives as well. So yeah, I'm going to be going through the passage starting from Proverbs 31 verse 10 and all the way down to verse 31. I know that it's pretty long, but stay with me, okay? Because at the end of this video, you're going to get so much, value that the time is going to be compensated for, I promise. So let's start reading from verse 10. And I'm going to be reading the verses and then we can take the habits one at a time. Verse 10 says, "If you can find a truly good wife, she is worth more than precious gems." So let's just stop there for a minute. If you can find a truly good wife, she is worth more than precious gems. And this speaks about value. This speaks about how this woman sees herself, not just about how others see her, but how she sees herself. This is a woman whose worth is not grounded in her beauty or her intelligence or any of the physical things that we can see, but her worth is grounded in a relationship with God. Because while we can, why all of these things like beauty, money, and all those things can give some people a level of self worth, nothing can fully compensate for that relationship with God that gives you like full worth. I'm saying this from a place of somebody that had struggled with low self-esteem as a teenager, and I struggled with that not because I did not come from a loving family or I didn't have amazing friends or all of those things. I had those things. There was no reason for me to have low self-esteem, right? But the way I saw myself more than the way others saw me made me think about myself less than I should have. But it was when I began to cultivate a relationship with God and read the Bible and see what God was saying about me that I began to see myself different. And until you get to that point where you see yourself the way God sees you, you can't really get the what that you so much desire. That what is found in God, and only God can give that to you. So, in addition to all the other amazing things that make you amazing, God is at the center of your self worth and your value. And this woman has found this self worth in God, and that makes her even more worthy. And the next verse says that her husband can trust her and she will richly satisfy his needs. So, this talks about a woman that has earned the trust of others. She is a trustworthy person. Her husband can trust her. Her friends can trust her. Her family can trust her. She is reliable. She's dependable. She says something and she does what she says. So this is a habit that we can emulate. The habit of trust, being trustworthy. If you have been a person that you haven't kept your word in the past, you can begin to cultivate a habit of, making sure that you keep to your word and being a reliable person. Don't be discouraged if you have not done so well in the past. Like, okay, people now know me and my reputation is already damaged because I did X, Y, and Z in the past, and people now see me that way. Don't stay there. These are things that can be cultivated. So don't stay there. Yes, you've made mistakes in the past, but now is a good time to begin to change the narrative by what you do from now on going forward. And then the next point says that she will not hinder him but help him all the days of her life. So it's talking about how she is a helpful person. She wants to help others. She wants to make the life of others easier. She wants to make the life of others better, not at the detriment of our own self. These are the kind of friends you want in your life, right? People that can help you, people that can encourage you, and people that can be there for you when you need them the most. The next verse says that she finds wool and busily spins it. She buys imported foods brought by sheep from distant ports. This is somebody that is proactive. She is not just sitting down and waiting for things to come to her. She's proactively looking for ways to better herself, proactively looking for ways to increase her income. The habit for this is that she is responsible, she's proactive, she's diligent, she's not waiting for things to happen, but she's intentional about the kind of life that she's creating, and she's working towards getting that life. That she gets up before dawn, she prepares breakfast for her household, she plans the day's work for her servant girls. This is a point that I had talked about in a previous video, 5 micro habits to cultivate. And this habit of planning your day ahead of time is something that I strongly believe in. This is something I have not always done in the past, but since I've started doing this, I have seen a huge difference in my productivity. I used to just wake up, go through my day, not planning my day, and at the end of the day, I'm thinking to myself, what did I really achieve today? It wasn't until I started planning my day the night before, like I have to do this and this, and sometimes I don't get through to all of the things on the list, but at least I do most of them, and at the end of the day I can see clearly the things I've been able to achieve, and that just gives you a sense of achievement, and it helps you to get closer to the goals that you've set for yourself. If you haven't been doing that, I highly recommend you start doing that. She goes out to inspect a field and buys it. With her own hands, she plants a vineyard. She's energetic, a hard worker. She watches for bargains. She walks far into the night. So this also talks about a woman that is full of strength and energy. In order for us to have strength and energy, our bodies have to be healthy. This is a woman that takes her health and her physical appearance seriously. She is energetic. She's a hard worker. She is not sitting around just waiting for things to happen. She is working towards achieving those things. She's not lazy. She is looking for ways to be more productive and to bring more value. She walks far into the night. So this is not a woman that, she just walks and comes back and falls in bed. She's watching Netflix, or she's doing all. She's a woman with purpose. She's working on her dreams. She's working on her goals. She's working at it with purpose, and sometimes that might mean walking into the night to achieve that. 19 says she sows for the poor and generously helps those in need. She has no fear of winter for her household, for she has made warm clothes for all of them. This is a woman that she's not waiting for she's not waiting for winter to come before she starts preparing clothes for her family to be warm in winter. She is planning, maybe during the summer, she already starts preparing clothes for the winter. This is a woman that is thinking far into the future. She's like, okay, before the problem happens, she envisions it ahead of time and she looks for ways to prevent it or even if it has to happen, ways to reduce the effect by planning ahead. Verse 22 says she also upholsters with fine tapestry. Her own clothing is beautifully made, a purple gown with pure linen. Her husband is well known, for he sits in the council chamber with the other civic leaders. So, this is talking about a woman that takes care of herself, taking care of her physical appearance, she's taking care of her health, she's taking care of her family, her household, her business. She doesn't allow anything to go bad. She clothes herself in beautiful clothes. She's intentional about the clothes that she wears. She knows that her clothes says a lot about her. She's wearing clothes that accentuates, her skin tone. She's wearing, clothes that make her look more beautiful, that make her look feminine, and she's intentional about all of those things. She's intentional about her looks. She's intentional about caring for herself, because she knows that it's only when she pours into herself that she's going to have an overflow to pour into others. So she takes care of herself, and her husband is well known. Her husband is well respected, because what kind of man marries that kind of woman? Do you get? She adds value to her husband by carrying herself with such poise and grace. I truly believe that maybe the reason that her husband is respected is because of his wife. It might be that he's a respectable man himself, but she also adds to that value that her husband has because of how valuable she herself is. She makes belted linen garments to sell. This is a woman that is in business. She is making clothes for herself. She's also selling some of the clothes that she's made. Like, whatever it is that you are benefiting from, that somebody else can benefit from, like, why not share, right? She is a woman of strength and dignity, and she has no fear of old age. Her old age is already planned for. Her retirement is planned for. She has nothing to worry about. When she retires, she's not going to be hungry, because she's saved ahead. She has invested her money. She has planned ahead. Even after she retires, she probably still wants to have a business that she's working on, something that can keep her alive and rejuvenated. So this is the woman that we're talking about. Verse 26 says, when she speaks, her words are wise, and kindness is the rule of everything she says. She's intentional about the kind of words she speaks. She doesn't just speak words that are empty. She doesn't just speak for speaking's sake. She speaks words that are a blessing to others. She speaks words that bring healing to others. And I feel like one of the best ways to begin to speak this way is to dwell in the Word of God, to surround ourselves with words that are encouraging, worship music, things that uplift our spirits, right? If you constantly surround yourself in that kind of atmosphere, there will not be any negativity coming from inside of you. If at all any negativity is seen around you, it's not coming from you, it's coming from others, it's coming from your environment, but not you. Because there's so much positive energy in you that you can only give out what you already have. Verse 27 says, she watches carefully all that goes on throughout her household and is never lazy. This woman is so intentional about everything happening. She doesn't allow her finances to go haywire. She doesn't allow, her food, her car, whatever it is that she has, she manages it so well. She sees it as a blessing and as a gift, and she carries it as such. Verse 28 says, her children stand and bless her. So does her husband. He praises her with these words. There are many fine women in the world, but you are the best of them all. This just makes me like blush every single time, because this is such a beautiful thing to say about your wife, your husband, your child, Like, there are many amazing people out there, but you are the most amazing of all of them. And this is a woman that, she shows that in her life. He's not just saying that to flatter her, but she has proven by the kind of life that she lives that she is a different kind of woman. Her husband sees the value in her. She has made herself so valuable that there's nothing for him to look out there for, because his wife embodies everything he could ever want in anybody else. She is beautiful. She takes care of herself. She loves God. She takes care of him. She does him good and not evil. And like, why would you want to look anywhere else? Like, when you have such a valuable thing, he honors her. He sees her as a real blessing to his life. Verse 30 says, charm can be deceptive and beauty doesn't last, but a woman who fears the Lord and reverences God shall be greatly praised. Praise her for the many fine things she does. These good deeds of hers shall bring her honor and recognition from people of importance. When it comes to being this woman, I want you to focus more on your internal than your external. The external is, people are going to see that it probably would attract people to you, but it's what is inside that's going to keep people. It's what is inside that's going to make that person stay or leave. And this woman is such that her works, her actions speak for her even more than her looks. These good deeds, that's these actions that you've listed right here, are the ones speaking for her, and they are the things that are going to bring her honor. They are the things that are going to bring her recognition from people of importance. She's not going to stand before just anybody. People of importance are going to recognize her because she stands out everywhere she goes. She's a different woman. She's an intentional woman. She's a woman of God. She's a woman of faith. Her faith is grounded. She speaks kindly. She gives. She's generous. She's all of these things. Like, who wouldn't want to be around that kind of person? Who wouldn't want to have that kind of woman or man in their life? So these are a few of the habits. Number one is that she values herself. She's confident. She knows her worth. Her worth is from God and not just from her looks or her intelligence. Number two is that she's a trustworthy person. She's consistent. She's reliable in her relationships, in her friendships. Number three is that she is proactive. She's diligent in her work. She doesn't allow things to just happen. She doesn't allow things to go bad. She's intentional. Number four is that she manages her home. She's responsible. She manages it with wisdom, with care. Number four is that she takes good care of herself physically. She wants to look good. She tries to put herself together well. She exercises. She eats good. She takes care of her physical appearance, her body. Number six, she manages her finances well. She plans for the future. She invests her money in things that are profitable, and she works hard at achieving her goal. Number seven is that she is dedicated to her work. She wakes up early, she gets to work. She rolls up her sleeve, she gets to work. Number eight is that she's compassionate. She speaks kindly to others. She advises others. She pours into others. Number nine is that she is proactive. She prepares for the next season of her life. She's not waiting for that season to come before she starts preparing. She starts preparing ahead. Number 10 is that she practices self-care and she presents herself well. Number 11 is that she chooses her words. She uplifts people. She walks in faith. She doesn't walk in fear. She puts God first in everything. Charm is deceptive and beauty is vain. But a woman that fears the Lord, she shall be praised. So these are all of the points that I have to share with you guys. I hope that this video encourages you just sitting down and going through this list. And I'm asking myself too, like, what are those qualities that I really would like to work on cultivating in my own life. I truly pray that you can, look at your life too, and if there are habits that you're already doing, and then cultivate them if there are habits that you don't already practice, because they would absolutely change your life. Thank you guys all so much for joining me. Until I see you on my next video, I love you guys, and I will see you on my next video.